Welcome, everybody. My name is Ken Bulliter with Prosperity Highway Global. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to everyone present here on Monday, February 17th, guys. For 2025, we're so fired up for 2025, how life-changing this can be. And a lot of it's due to our loyal members that have helped us build to this point in time. So we're very appreciative for all that everyone has done. Now, this is an update call, so we're not going to be doing a new presentation. That will be on Thursday. By the way, guys, we're probably looking at making this be our single update. Just need to confirm a couple of things because we're really putting a lot of emphasis on the call center, and we just need to, there's only so many hours in the day to head up various Zooms and calls. So we'll probably have Monday be our update, and then Thursday will be our presentation. That way, it kind of clears everyone's calendar a little bit more that way. But we're going to go ahead and get started, guys. Recently, we talked about these particular areas, and I kind of think of them as boulders. So there's some major initiatives that we launched here, and we about 2 weeks ago or so, we laid this out. Last week, we gave an update. In my opinion, we've had a couple of huge breakthroughs, and we're very excited to share what those breakthroughs are. But we'll go ahead and dive in and get started, guys. So there's some major areas when it comes to lead generation. Okay, now primarily we've been focused on our paid advertising, and we've been fluctuating around 1,000 leads a day. Now, the intention was here in the middle of January, we were just going to pour more money into it, and our advisors said, "Well, Facebook, these platforms are happy to just spend your money. But if you really want to optimize it, then you want to get another set of what they call creatives going and another campaign going. And so that way, when you're paying twice the money, you get twice the leads. And so obviously, we weren't in a hurry to pour money down the drain and not get the prorated amount of extra leads for the extra money. Now, we actually have some other breakthroughs, so we're not actually going to be doubling this particular area of lead generation, and you'll see why by the end of the presentation. However, some great news, and kind of learned the cycles of business when it comes to advertising. And obviously, guys, we launched our new 4.0 system November, December. Not the best time to launch that. One of the biggest reasons, besides people's preoccupation with the holidays, is the fact that the lead costs are through the roof. So merchants are looking for, they're all fighting, wanting the clicks to look at their offering. And so the lead costs were an all-time high right on our launch. And unfortunately, that definitely impacted the leads that were going, that we expected to flow in the end of the year. So we knew we needed to go to January, but then they had the issues of the creatives. And so we're ready to go again. However, we've found some other better places to put our resources. The great news here, guys, when it comes to our paid advertising, and this is also something we learned here from our advertising agency, is the lead cost doesn't really just drop once you get out of December into January. It stays kind of high for a period of time. And matter of fact, we've absolutely seen this on our cost of our clicks and the cost of our leads. But we were informed here in the middle of January that the lead cost stays fairly high right through past Valentine's Day. So there's kind of a spending frenzy, of course, during the holidays. It carries through January. And then, of course, Valentine's Day generates a lot of revenue for businesses. But so the good news is, guys, we're past Valentine's Day, and whatever money we're putting into paid advertising leads, at least the cost was going down. Matter of fact, on the clicks on one of them, it went down like 40% on Google during that time per click. So very exciting. So guys, this is the other area that we expected to have a tremendous amount of leads based on our past experience of working with these job boards. Job boards like Indeed, ZipRecruiter, places like that. In the past, a couple of years ago, we did a big ad campaign and just blew the doors off it. We couldn't believe it. However, our model back then was out of compliance with how how they wanted things done. And so, although it was exciting, it wasn't sustainable. They shut it down fairly quick. It's because our model was different a couple years ago. But guys, now we have the model. Matter of fact, with the money that we've already paid them, nice chunk of money that we paid them, we have our VIP service. So we're at the enterprise level. So as our rep explained, we have a lot of flexibility here at this level. So we have people that know how the platform works. They have our back. They've approved everything we've done. So we feel very much that it's going to be very sustainable. Now, the numbers didn't quite hit as high as that we were thinking that they would be. However, I'm not even concerned about that, and I'll share with you in a little bit. But we're getting more leads there. I want to come back to the job board and the call center because that's what I would consider a huge part of our breakthrough. Now, this is an area that actually exceeded our expectations. We're very excited to talk about the partnering with the top lead generation company. So we were anticipating at this point in time having 1,000 leads a day. I believe we've surpassed that, and with additional monies that we sent them and some things that they're doing overall, I believe we're gonna that's the bright shining spot. I believe we're going to be at 2,000 leads. Guys, our goal between all of these areas we're talking about is 4,000 leads a day. So when you look at the output of 1,000 leads a day, and now just half of the equation is lead generation, and we're going to 4x that here, within a matter of the week, I would say. So we're really getting a great increase when it comes to that. The other reason, guys, that I mentioned, the cost per click and the cost per conversion is so much better there because it's targeted. We have partnered with one of the two largest lead generation companies for network marketing in North America. So these guys have huge databases of millions of people, active members in network marketing, which of course is our target right now. And so although we're getting some great leads and so forth from Facebook, the cost is quite a bit lower with this targeting, not only per click, but per conversion. If you did the math on this, we're talking like, our goal was like 10 to 1. Sometimes with the paid advertising, it's 20 to 1. We wanted to dial it in and get it better. However, with our lead partner, we're like 3 to 1. So not only are the leads the clicks less money, they're much more cost effective because we're getting a much higher conversion from click to lead with our partner. And guys, this is the gentleman we mentioned here a couple of weeks ago when Steve and I spent a good chunk of time with him. He's been working with Steve here for many months. I think like the last couple of years. He's really loving what we're doing with AI and Sparky, and just totally enamored with what we're doing. He's the gentleman that said that he believes what we're doing is going to be the next level when it comes to, lead generation in network marketing. He said, back in the, 2000, it was more belly to belly. Then it really went online. And he says, what we're doing is like the next generation between AI backed with our call center. He is super more and he's pulling out all the stops in order to help us generate as many high quality leads as possible. So more of our budget is going to that area. Now, another area, guys, that I'm super excited about, there's two areas that instead of pay to pray, instead of putting all this money up front, it's results, then pay. Results, then pay. Say it one more time, guys. Results, then pay. Because this is one of the major factors, and there's one other major factor that is going to help us balance the books in a very, very good way, help us continue building momentum. And this initiative has taken a little bit of time. Now, as you may recall from our previous discussion with the influencer, we actually paid a platform quite a bit of money to set up an army of people in order to get all these influencers that bring us sales, not leads, not clicks, sales. They bring us sales, and then we compensate them. And those signups go to you. So the more influencers that we have that are bringing us sales, then that's going to be results to you, which is what the name of the game is. So when it comes to results, guys, it's lead generation and lead conversion. And with this, the major influencers, it's huge. Now, as we mentioned here, within the last couple of weeks, this firm, they actually, when they shut down TikTok for a few days, they went out of business, shut the doors. And of course, Steve and I were not very excited about that. However, guys, one of the quote, I'm going to say it here because it's so powerful, guys. It's so powerful that, it's a shame when individuals miss this. Okay. Two of our favorite quotes, and just so you know who we are, our favorite quote is from Zig Ziglar, that, you can have anything in life that you want if you help enough other people get what they want. Guys, that's what we want to do. We've invested, years and years of our time, blood, sweat, and tears, because we want to help people. That's who we are. Okay. That's our spirit. However, the other quote that I've literally been near and dear to my heart in a lot of businesses is the quote from Think and Grow Rich, which says, in every adversity, every heartache or every setback, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. And guys, when you're positive, when you're productive, when you're forward looking, there's no failure. It's just lessons, right? And then we adjust and we move forward. But I can't tell you how many times in my life, and I'm sure you've seen it in your life, where you have a setback, a breakdown, that leads to a breakthrough. So then all that emotional turmoil of, oh, wow, that, it's just living the pain, focusing on the pain, was really for nothing. Because if it turned out to be better in the long run, then all that negative energy was wasted. And this is one of those areas, guys. Yeah, we were not happy when tens of thousands of dollars apparently went down through the drain. But here's the beautiful thing, guys. The people that were running their company, who were also left high and dry, love what we're doing. And we've been working with them. And the same software that gives us access to thousands of influencers, and that will be advertising our opportunity for them to bring leads to us on a results then paid basis. That hasn't even really kicked in. Literally, I mean, today our account went active. And I expect that this will be one of the major breakthroughs for lead generation. And guys, with our model, do we pay for ads? Yes, we have paid ads, but there's so many ways in our system that we have leads that come in we don't pay for. And this is one of those areas. And then also, guys, we monetize our leads so much. We mentioned Alex Ramosi here in our last meeting. By the way, guys, Jim Rohn says, learn from everyone, be a student, not a follower. So we learn from all the people that get results there in the marketplace. And Alex is not, he's a different, what he's doing is not what we're doing. Okay. And we're not changing what we're doing to what he's doing, but success leaves clues, guys. So we look at individuals like that who have made hundreds of millions of dollars and say, well, what can I learn from them? What can I learn from that person? But at any rate, so kind of lost that point. But anyway, so guys, the major influencers, yes, we had a setback. It cost us a good month. It cost us money temporarily. But the good thing is the breakthrough that's going to lead through is going to be incredible. So anyway, we'll go to the next point. Okay, so everything that we've talked about so far has been lead generation. We all know that if you get all the leads in the world, but if you don't convert them, you're not getting results, and that doesn't make any of us happy. It doesn't make us money. So the other reason, guys, that we didn't just hit the gas and just see how fast we can spend all the money is because we're also working on lead conversion, and that's a very, very significant part of what we're doing. And in my opinion, we're having some very significant breakthroughs on that. So we're kind of going down both paths at the same time. Now, we did mention these. I want to give you guys an update on two of these, and we have a third one that I consider one of the biggest breakthroughs that we could have had. Okay, so when it comes to the live onboarding, you guys have known that we've been working on that, so that when a lead comes in, the saying "strike when the iron's hot," a lead comes into the system, and they signed up for a free membership, guys. When that we're hoping to have that by the end of the week or the first of next week. We're doing all we can to get it as soon as possible. But guys, that's a game changer. So all of the money spent, all the leads coming in our system, all of the leads that you create on social media, however the leads comes into the system, they're going to be invited to go immediately into an onboard situation and get the support they need. And guys, that's going to be a game changer. I mean, the amount of excuse me, now that's going to be a game changer. The amount of people that sign up as a member, that a paid member, that pay the 50, the amount of people that then step up and buy the Premier Plus ad subscription has been, in the 25 to 30% area, which is phenomenal with pure automation. Can you imagine what that's going to be when they come in and they can actually get their questions answered and get more information and their comfort level? Not only are we going to get more conversions with the Premier members, but they're going to spend more money. Why? Because they're talking to a real human. They're going to feel wonderful, make them feel good. And then now a lot more people are, even more than the 25%, 30% are going to now upgrade to the Premier Plus, which means everyone's here making more money. So we're not only going for higher lead conversion, we're going for higher profit. And this onboarding is significant, guys. It's significant. And Steve's idea of adding that right to the funnel is a game changer. I tell you what, when those leads come in and they can immediately talk to somebody, get their questions answered, we're going to convert more people and they're going to spend more money. Okay. Now, the other statistic is about 10% end up buying an ad pack before talking to anyone. Just coming through the funnel, we've got about 10% participate. Can you imagine what this is going to do to that statistic? Okay, so if you start adding up, okay, this is a double and a double and a double, guys. This is becoming very, very significant this year. Now there's a big game changer we're going to add on top of that. Here is the last point we're going to talk about. That's very significant. Now, the other thing, guys, is Sparky AI tune-up. Okay, it's one thing to get the software calling. Okay, but guys, we have some constraints. Okay, and that is, and by the way, I meant to mention on the paid advertising, and I want to be clear because after our last announcement, so like, well, I was surprised to get a little negative feedback on that. I'm like, why would you have an issue with that? So, and I think it's really a good thing, and I think most people would really like that. So, guys, the money we're spending on the paid advertising, we were in 7 countries. We listed all the countries, and that helped us get more leads. But we decided to bite the bullet a little bit and just focus on the U.S. right now. Now, why would we do that? Well, Sparky's not having he was not very effective in calling India, I'll tell you that. And these other countries, we weren't fully set up for that. So we got a little ahead of ourselves in terms of Sparky being able to follow up. So if we want Sparky to be able to follow up with the most amount of leads possible, then that makes sense. U.S. leads are going to be, better. Okay. Now it costs us a lot more, right? We're biting the bullet to get U.S. leads. And there's a couple other huge benefits, guys, for that. Okay. So number one, they're going to convert more. Number two, they're going to spend more because we know that the financing is not available outside the U.S. So one of the things this Alec Hermosa talks about, he says the person that wins the lead generation game isn't necessarily the person that pays the most for the leads, but the person that's able to pay for the most leads. Guys, with our model, we monetize one recruit to be so valuable that we could spend more money than anyone on, as we get this model fully going, we'll be able to spend, a couple $100 for a lead because when the leads are that valuable. So we decided, okay, we're going to get less leads because we're spending more money for each lead, but let's look at it. If that lead, instead of a $50 lead turns into a $500 lead or a $5,000 lead, could we not afford to pay more for that lead? Well, obviously we can, right? So guys, we believe that's good math. Okay, so what that means is when you're getting these leads from paid advertising and they're coming into the United States, they're worth a lot more because they can spend more because we have financing. It's gonna, a lot more people will buy these packages if you have financing, and because we have it in the United States. Okay, so because of Sparky's ability to call and communicate with them, plus just looking back on the other subject of lead generation, the fact that each lead is worth a lot more. Guys, when we talk about call center, we're going to talk about Reach Solar. I just negotiated pretty nice arrangement with talked to Casey and their team on Saturday. It's not official, but I have a very exciting announcement that we're going to talk about when we talk more about the call center. But guys, the other reason why leads are worth more in the United States is Reach Solar is in the United States, right? So I want to go back to the idea of getting leads in the United States. Why is that of value? Well, I was surprised to have somebody say, well, I don't know if our friends over in Europe and around the world are going to be happy that these are in the United States. Guys, I want to address that real quick. Okay, number one, you can market worldwide. We're not changing that. Okay, so there's no reason why you should not be. We're not limiting you that you can't, market in Europe or any of these countries that we were advertising in. And I tell you what, and I mentioned to this individual that raised the question, I'm like, they should be ecstatic to have people in the United States in their organization that can spend more and buy more and be worth more. Why wouldn't they be jumping out up and down because they're getting leads that are more valuable from a monetary standpoint? So if, in my opinion, if anybody understands why we did that decision, we're paying a lot more, but the benefit to all of us, guys, we're going to make more money. We're going to make a lot more money with our U.S. leads temporarily, right? We will get over time set up with financing in these other countries, but we're going to lock it down and really secure everything in the U.S. in the United States when it comes to solar and when it comes to financing. So that's why we do that. Now, guys, going back to the Sparky tune-up, a lot easier for him to call out all of the numbers. And guys, there's a lot to Sparky. It's not just as simple as it may sound, okay? It's phenomenal technology, but we have to go in and really work the workflows that work when he talks to them. He's calling the right person at the right time with the right messages. But it's not just the calls, guys. It's the text messages. It's the emails. It's the ringless voicemail messages. And there's a lot to that to really tune up. And that's why we've hired two other agencies, the professionals, to go in and let us and help us tune that up so that Sparky is firing on all cylinders. And guys, I'll just tell you, when you look at the lead conversion things, so let's put a number on it. Let's say, okay, a couple of weeks ago, the value coming into our company is 1,000 leads a day. Okay, we just shown you a path where we're going to 4x that. But what if you take 1,000 leads a day and you 5x the value of it? Guys, we're talking 20x the result from what we've talked about so far. That's the math. Okay. So again, it's not just leads, it's converting the leads. And so if we get 4 times the leads, and by the way, guys, that's just the short run. We're looking at 10xing the leads here in the next 90 days. So we are poised for growth. The leads are going to be able to enough to catch up past our challenges we had through the holidays and such. We'll have enough leads to catch up, and we'll have enough leads to keep up with the growth. But then also, of course, the Sparky tune-up, the onboarding is very, very important. Okay, I'm going to be really quick on this, but this is another tool that obviously doesn't help us deliver on those that bought packages, but it helps all of our members drive leads into our system. So that app is being developed where you and your team will be able to have that app and help facilitate the social media posting, which of course leads that we don't have to pay for, but they benefit the whole team. And guys, when you look at all the sources of our leads, again, I believe the lifetime value of customers in our system will be invaluable. Now, before I go to the next point, even think about this, guys. I'm just telling you, in this model, you can have one recruit come in and that one recruit plug in and go build a huge team. And that one recruit can make you $100,000 a year in overrides. So let me ask you a question. What is the potential value of one recruit? It's very high, right? Now, we have all these ways to monetize in the short run, guys, but the odds are in your favor. When we have this machine for running the numbers of success, that many of you will have way more numbers than you've ever had working for you in your life, and you have all of this going for you. And guys, you don't have to do all this. Just be a little patient while we do all this for you. But that app is going to be a game changer. So guys, this is the one I'm super excited about. I'm just jumping out of my skin excited about this. It's really been part of the vision of what we've been doing for years. And we finally have the technology to fully put this in place in a big way. Okay. So I wanted to go back to the job board. I mentioned we weren't quite getting the numbers of leads coming in per day. However, it's a huge part of our of the solutions coming on the table, in my opinion. And why is that? Well, we have so many people coming in and applying, putting their information, they're filling out an application, they're scheduling an onboarding, and we've had some great onboarding sessions with those individuals. But as I'm looking with the applications, and I mentioned this briefly, guys, the one thing, I've never been a hardcore outbound call center guy. That's not part of my background. I'm more of a relationship, go slower, do bigger business over time. I'm not a real transactional person. I'm more of a relationship, long-term, that sort of thing. And I'm just not an outbound guy. I'll just put it that way. Okay. But I guess the awakening for me is there are a lot of people that are. Okay, we've set up our call center where all this money brings in qualified people. They get sorted, they get sifted, where by the time they're talking to someone, it's extremely high response, extremely low rejection. And I kind of call it chicken marketing. Okay, we've tried to set this up because we're trying to work in favor of human behavior and so forth. And we kind of shied away from the outbound. Now, one thing I want to mention is this Alex Hormozy, he just kind of validated a point, and he says one of his big breakthroughs that made his company a lot more stable and more valuable is they dedicated to outreach, to outbound. Okay, so literally his business got to the point where half of his business came through the call center, through the outbound, and it's a beast, guys. It is a locomotive. It's a beast. And he says, the great thing is it's not affected by a change in algorithm on Google or Facebook or the changing of the rules. It's a really stable thing that you can add to any platform is an outbound call center system. And I'm looking at the first statistics that came in. I'm like, out of the first 400 leads, we had 117 people said they were very interested in outbound. Well, they didn't have to say that. We were asking them, are you willing? Are you interested, or are you very interested? Well, about a third of them said, I'm very interested in doing outbound. Wow, okay. And about another third said, I'm interested. And another third of that group says I'm willing. So we have hundreds of people who are willing to come into our call center and do outreach. Okay, so when you think of Team Sparky, okay, this isn't just Sparky. We do have a team here. And Sparky does his part, but guys, I'm telling you, we're going to be recruiting an extremely high number of people in our call center, inbound, outbound. Guys, this is going to be the 500-pound gorilla. And quite frankly, it's what we've spent most of the money that we have over the years in call center technology. That's been the big challenge, is how to find the best technology that's flexible, that is programmable for, without being too complicated and scalable. Now, a couple of years ago, about a year and a half ago, we were with HubSpot, and we thought that was pretty good fit. But as we got into that, the cost just kept scaling and scaling and scaling. If we had 1,000, if we had 200 people in there, we've been spending like 40 grand a month. You guys, with our software now, we can put unlimited amount of people in our system and have them do outreach, reaching out to leads that we have. We can even buy put 100,000 leads in there and stick them, put them on there, right? So we're going to be beefing up significantly our outbound, and to go out there and bring those leads in. And guys, with our funnels, now it's already part of our process. When somebody comes in and our mentors are working with someone to help them onboarding, one of the first things that they do is they say, we say, well, okay, we'll get you set up and reach solar. Great. By the way, do you own a home? I see you live in Colorado. Uh, can we get you a quote? You're in the solar business. How about we get you a quote? And so our call center is going to be massively productive in on the onboard process, not only signing up you and your signing up your team in Reach Solar, but we're going to be getting bills, setting appointments. And this is the part I wanted to talk about. I got with the owners of Reach Solar, and I believe we can be half of their business. I think we could be a major part of their business. And guys, in fact, I want to share my screen with you really quick just to make this point, and then I'm done. And then with anything that Steve would like to share, we can do that. But I do want to share this point here. That is, okay, so when these leads were, let's see, got this extra technology I'm navigating here. Let's see how I can, okay. Give me just a second, guys. I'm trying to, okay, here's my share button. Okay. Yeah, guys, I'm super fired up about this. This is going to be a big part of our game changer in the call center. Okay, so by the way, when you go in your back office and you click on for Reach Solar and you click there, there's a button there. Now, we're going to make a prettier button there, but there's a button there where it takes them right in and they can see all the videos of Reach Solar. They can see the customer video, the business video, a whole presentation, a presentation on EV stations. I mean, it's there right now. So everybody coming in is now exposed to that. Now, this part is just on the compensation part I wanted to mention. And guys, this is a big reason why I'm so excited about Reach Solar is they're set up perfect for us. So setters, reps, and builders. Okay. And we'll accomplish this one way or another. Right now, I feel pretty confident they're going to be able to set this up. What we want, guys, if you're a builder, when your team comes in, people on their team and people on their team come in and they buy solar, as a builder, you'll override. There's some pretty significant overrides on that, guys, and I'll show you in a second. But for the setter standpoint, whoever sets the appointment, there's some nice compensation there. So, for example, when you're just getting started, if you set an appointment, a lead count, first of all, on your own, if you set an appointment comes in, you're going to get $800 when that install happens, and all you did is set an appointment. Well, as you set more appointments, you go up and up the scale to where one referral, and you're making $1,400 for the sell. So not bad for 10 minutes worth of work or very little work. Okay, but guys, this was a little bit of our dilemma, and that's why I got with them and had a chat with them Saturday. And that is, okay, well, if this is going to go to the referrer, so you have one of your leads come in, we set an appointment. If our call center set the appointment, then you wouldn't be tagged to that business. At least my understanding with the compensation plan. So it's not going to be very exciting for our affiliates initially until they get in an override position to be having those quick commission bombs, so to speak, these commission hits happening from Reach Solar. So our priority would be, well, if we, anyway, we're just trying to figure it out. On the other hand, you guys, this is where I get really fired up about this. When we have people in the call center that they're going down and they're getting paid for this, they're getting paid for this, and they're getting paid for this, and they take a few minutes and they get an appointment booked, and they upload the bill and they get that done. Guys, what's being worked out here is a split. Okay, so let's say you're in the call center and you're onboarding several people that day, and everyone, and of course you'd be going up the scale here, but because of this, we'll have some of the highest paid onboarding appointment setters out there, right? Because we have all these people coming in, they're opting in, they're excited, they're friendly. It's kind of internal consumption with all these people coming into this system. And if you're in our call center setting appointments, you imagine 400. How many times can you do that a week? Now, of course, solar is a little bit slower. It's not as quick as others, but still, that's on top of all the other money that we're paying everybody. So, guys, because of our call center and all that we're adding to our call center. And I believe, guys, we can, and Steve and I have talked about this, our call center will be able to do all kinds of calling. On traditional businesses, that call center will be able to sell anything we want it to and provide an incredible economic base for our company. Even stuff potentially outside, we'll always find a way to try to include everybody. But what I'm saying, guys, is there's so much revenue that'll be coming in to our ecosystem because of the call center. They'll make us extremely, extremely strong. And again, I'd love to see half of our business come from our call center, and half of it come in through automation, the other half come in through the call center. But the other thing, guys, is now reps can come in, and we're going to work a split with them. So they'll be able to come in and make half that commission with zero prospect. Guys, how many people can we attract when they can come in and do multiple sales a day, certainly per week, zero prospecting, because they're part of our system. We have a team of builders, we have a team of setters, and all we're doing is filling our calendar. Now, I do want to, so guys, when we make this part of what we call our job opportunity, when we make it so lucrative for our affiliates, so lucrative for our setters, and so lucrative for our salespeople, guys, people are going to be giddy. People are going to be giddy with this. It's going to be phenomenal. And by the way, if you recruit anyone that had the lead come in, or anyone on your team that you recruited is in the call center, you make more money. So you're going to be making these overrides. When one of your team members make an appointment, you get paid. You weren't even in the call center. You didn't even know, this is more money. Okay, guys, here's the money you want to kind of focus on. And then I'm going to wrap this up. This is kind of, the REITs adjusted their comp plan. I like what they did. But this has been the vision I've had with Reach the whole time since we've aligned ourselves with them. So guys, with this system, we build teams. And if you have a team in the system and you have 3 teams of setters who produce a total of 15 sales a month, and guys, we aim that will be many of them. Yeah, I'd like that short-term goal, 1,000. We'd like to have a goal of 1,000 people making this per month on average in Reach Solar. And it's no money out of pocket. So guys, when and that leads to a future discussion we're going to have, but guys, when we, it's just profit, right? So when you come in and we build you a team, see, so far we've been relying mostly on Savings Highway. Reach Solar, Live Good's there, but it's smaller dollars. We haven't had a cash cow to run through where you're making a ton of money on the overrides yet. Okay, so 2 things, guys. This will be the first thing. We're going to be ramping this up with our call center, and the production that'll be in your team and the potential overrides and matches and splits that this team's going to have in the coming months is going to be very, very, super exciting. And then the other thing, guys, is we really tighten things up. This will be a fun day, in my opinion. So really tighten things up. We have already, these 3 streams of income. We're going to maximize Savings Highway. We're going to maximize Reach Solar and everything. But guys, we're not that far from a fourth stream of income. So especially some of you that may have some of your streams of income blocked, that's going to be a happy day. Some of you, it's like, okay, I'm blocked at this company, and then, all right, we're talking just a few short weeks, guys. We're looking at adding a 4th company, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's one member. He's got thousands of people in his organization. I talked to him the other day, thousands of people, paid members in our system that are in Savings Highway in these companies, but he's not making a lot of money yet because he's blocked with 2 of them, and Reach hasn't produced yet. But that's going to change big time because Reach is going to produce, and then we're going to add a 4th stream, and we're choosing one of the criteria we're looking for, guys. We're not looking for a trendy company that a lot of people have already committed to. We're looking for a blue chip company that we believe in, it's proven, and it's free to join, and the zero resistance, right? So many people will be joining up in that 4th company. And if you've been around and you have a team, guys, we had that 4th company. So guys, just to sum up this, guys, this will be one of the most profitable systems in the entire industry, in my opinion, for high success rate. Because all you got, what do you have to do? Some of you just come in, buy an ad pack, and guys, I promise you this: we will absolutely deliver. And this is kind of my rule of thumb. I'm going to put this out there, and I want to take it to Steve here pretty quick. But guys, there's a lot of ways to cross the room and get the results that we want. But at the bottom line, this is what we're looking at. If somebody was to buy, say, one of the platinum packages, the 5,000, our intent, individual results may vary. It's not a guarantee. But guys, we're looking at adjusting the packages where there is kind of that assurance. Okay, to where if somebody was to come in and buy the platinum package, and we'll have where people can even convert these. But guys, for the platinum package, when you have a team of people and it's growing and growing and growing, and you're monetizing all those different ways, it's this my goal, my intent is somebody comes in, buys a platinum package, within 6 months they're making half that per month. Okay, within 12 months they're making it 100% per month, so 5,000 per month within 12 months. I think we'll exceed that, but I'm just telling you guys from my heart what I believe we can accomplish. So if somebody comes in for 5,000, and within the year they're making 5,000 a month, I think they're going to be pretty happy. And guys, here's the thing: I've used this analogy with these circles before. These are like boulders. So when these get rolling downhill, by the time you get an organization big enough to get where you're making 5,000-10,000 a month, guys, I do not believe that boulder is going to slow down. I believe that could roll into the 20,000 a month and beyond. And guys, I don't believe there'll be anyone remotely unhappy as we put all these things in place. We're going to make so many people happy. We're going to change so many lives. There's just a few things we ask, and just to recap: get started, especially if you're more passive and bought a pack. Get started, never quit. Just plug into the information. Okay, you don't have to even do anything. Just plug in the information so you can have some peace of mind that, hey, these guys are moving ahead. Wow, this is great. Stay plugged in, and by doing that, then you'll be nice. You'll feel good. You'll be positive if you know, hey, this train's moving forward. But in addition to that, that's those that have chosen to come in and primarily be passive. On top of that, guys, we have some tremendous success stories of people that are taking initiative. And Kevin, for example, knocking it out of the park, and James Long's knocking it out of the park. Guys, we have so many success stories. If you want to be passive, hey, just the biggest price tag, you just be a little patient. These things are coming in place. We will blow this out of the water. We will deliver for everyone that's bought any packages at all. And in the meantime, if you want to run, then run. But it's taking you your whole life to get to this point. And isn't it worth it to just be patient a little bit longer and see if we hit that goal, guys? And we know if you see that you're going to be able to turn 5,000 into 10 or 20,000 a month, again, guys, that's not a projection. Just if you see it trending that way, we know a lot are going to want to come back in and say, hey, I think I'm going to, I want to increase that. I want to build faster. Or you take your profits and put it in other lead generation sources so that you can grow faster. But guys, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. These new packages, Steve and I spent some time going over it. We're going to really polish it, make sure we measure twice, cut once. But these new team building packages, and by the way, I just want to state this before I go to Steve. We looked at the data. We're like, okay, we didn't have the data till just like a week ago. As far as this, we're looking at the people that have teams in our system and say, okay, how many people, how many paid members do they have? Okay, we have one member here. He's got like 10,000 people in his organization. He's got 2,000 people that are paying. They're active members of PHG. You guys, let's just do the math. If you have 2,000 active people, what are the odds that all of them are going to be plugged in all those streams of income? Really high. And when we got this data, looked at this data, guys, I'm like, yes, we can deliver. Anyone that's bought any package, I'm absolutely confident we can deliver, and we can make sure that everybody's happy. Guys, we are working really, really hard for you, and we appreciate those of you that have been positive, patient. Steve, thanks for letting me take the floor for a while. Let me go over to you. I'd like to hear from you, buddy.
Yeah, hey, thanks, Ken. You really covered a lot. We all really appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for putting all the time into this presentation and bringing all those points out. You do, good stuff. Not much left to
we're gonna
say.
knock this out of the park, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, we just keep pushing forward. The one thing that I did, this is really like a two-part, but what I wanted to touch on is the packages, one, and the call center outbound dialing, two, tied into Reach Solar, three. So one of the things that Ken didn't mention that we're both incredibly excited about is this new service that one of the owners of Casey actually talked to Ken and I about personally, is a dialer. Okay. This dialer, we can get as many seats as we want in this dialer, and it's already set up to dial these neighborhoods where solar has been installed, and it starts dialing their neighbors and folks that have already shown interest in solar through whatever ways, whatever ad they might have clicked, that those go into a wholesale house, into a wholesale house, and then they're pushed out to everybody buying solar leads. Well, they get all pushed into this dialer, and we can, and we've already done it. They've done a test run with this. Casey showed us the test run where he spent 8 hours one day and set 10 solar appointments. Okay, 10 hours, set 10 solar appointments just by sitting on a dialer for 8 hours. Now, not only is he sharing that script with us, but Ken and I don't want to spend 8 hours a day on a dialer. We're really excited though, because these call center folks, the amount of people that are raising their hand that say, yes, I'm interested in doing outbound dialing. Okay. So how's this? If we're having, 10, 15 of these folks come in a week, and we can set them onto a dialer and then set them in strategically, set them into teams, into your downline, whoever's building downlines in Reach, we can put one in each leg, dialing and dialing and dialing all day, and we can just fill those seats with other call center reps. So we can have those dialers going 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, just an appointment setting machine, calling leads that are outside of our network, bringing them into our network as well. So it's the power of that is incredible. And one of the things that Ken and I were really strategically thinking about is placing those specifically inside of teams that have bought packages, our bigger packages and above, gold and above. We would place for sure in all legs in Reach these dialers, these seats, and fill them with call center folks calling. Now that's going to create a lot of extra income, you guys, an incredible amount of extra income. So we can deliver on, like Ken said, that's what we're all after, is we're just after that residual income coming in. And on top of that, we've got the business EV charging stations. And I'll tell you guys right now, on all of our paid ads, 60% of those leads coming in are businesses, not network marketers and affiliate marketers, but these are businesses looking for this AI technology. Well, when we get their ear with our new, especially with the different type of funnel as these come in, diversifying and pulling these business guys in and offering them the AI system out of the box, the Sparky system in a box, and the EV charging stations all at once in their onboarding appointment, those EV stations create a ton of residual income. I mean, what's the number, Ken? On the EV stations?
Oh, yeah. And we don't really have to sell it. We just refer it. So you guys can do that even outside the call center.
Right.
But you'll have people on your team that'll be doing that outside the call center, but they're still in your team. So yeah, one of those is 20,000 a year residual.
Just one EV station set up at a business.
Yeah, that's at the lower level. If you're at a higher level, then it's going to be more like 30, 36,000 a year,
Right.
one cell.
Plus roll up. So that's roll up. If anybody in your team sells one of those, you're going to be getting roll up commissions as a builder. So really exciting about that. That's one way that we're really going to maximize these ad packages is pushing these outside product sales through that team. And so we have other products as well that we're looking to add into our dashboard that will really give it so much value that people are going to be, jumping over themselves to be part of it, just to be able to offer the products that we have inside the dashboard and utilize those products as well. So that's what I wanted to just touch on, Ken.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Steve. I mean, the thing is, we have to recognize there's different people. In fact, I think it was Kevin said, "Hey, I'll do outbound." So we have people that will do outbound, and it's that is kind of a mistake I made with call center. I think, well, nobody, people are chicken, they won't do outbound. That's not true. We have a lot of people do outbound, and so yeah, just like what Steve said, we can strategically place people. Even by the way, even if they're not in the organization, because we're going to be doing splits with them, right? So we could take somebody that they're completely sidelined to you. Okay, great, you made the sell, but we're going to put the other half in Brian's name because Brian is someone that deserves that sell.
And as AI technology advances, and even with Sparky, we're going to be utilizing him a lot in those roles as well. And as AI advances, we can have a Sparky on the calls with us in that dialer. We can have them on our Zooms with us. I'm telling you, AI, the technology that is about to be released this year and next year with AI, we're on top of it. Sparky's going to have these advancements, and it's going to be significant, especially in our world.
Yep. Hey, a quick question that came up, Steve. Someone put in the chat as far as you guys, we're coming up with new packages. And quite frankly, I think most people see them as vastly better, even. But you'll have the choice. Okay? If you want to keep your old package and keep your old package, we are going to have an incentive or a window of time. Just if somebody wants to roll from the old to the new, they're going to have a special incentive. Anyone in the short run will have an incentive. It'll be kind of like we did with the other. It'll be double what it's going to be 60 days from now. The reason why you guys are getting a better deal now, of course, is loyalty and appreciation. But then also anyone that comes in and buys the new packages once they're released, it's a thank you to them. But guys, I'm very, very confident. Just looking at the data, the spreadsheets right now, we'll have a machine that will absolutely deliver on every one of those packages for people. And then, like Steve said, if there's a hole somewhere, we can fill the hole. It's like, again, we get strategically 3 teams going underneath you, and you're making 100,000 a year in overrides. That's not bad. So, and guys, I think there'll be some people here. I didn't even show the other charts on the compensation. I think there'll be members here that will be making $1 million, north of $1 million, with Reach Solar alone, because of the power of the big money that's available in solar and the power of Reach Solar, their model and our model combined. We're going to create a lot of 100,000aires. I think we'll create some millionaires out of it as well.
Can I spill the beans just on one more little addition to those packages, Ken?
Okay.
the concierge idea.
Go for it.
Okay. I can't hold back. How would you like, if like you're a platinum or above, or even a gold and above, how would you like if you had a concierge that was going in and checking your reach, checking your Savings Highway Global, checking your Live Good to make sure that they're building out correctly? Constantly going in there and making sure that your team is being built correctly. How about that? Having a personal concierge service helping you build those teams, logging into your account, making sure your commissions are coming in correctly, making sure everything's set up, making sure you're not losing out on any kind of new updates or upgrades to the compensation plan, and that your team is being built strategically to maximize every commission possible.
That is awesome, Steve. I'm sure glad I thought of no, just joking. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love that idea, Steve. Great job, man. I love
yeah.
it. Yeah, guys, we really care about you. You know that's the part is I wish everybody knew us and knew our heart and knew our tenacity and knew our integrity, and you know you wouldn't sleep if you know what's coming. It's like, guys, it's going to happen. You know, obviously, you know you have different challenges that come up, and um, you know we're pretty resilient. We're pretty very creative, very resilient, and it's not if, it's how. That's it, guys. Whatever we have to do to deliver for everyone that's put their faith in us and put their hope in the system. Uh, you're very important to us, and we work night and day, and we will come through for you. And we really appreciate your patience, guys. In the meantime, the thing is, guys, if you know, as you wait for all of things to come together to your level of satisfaction, pick one of the companies. Go promote the solar. Go promote Savings Highway. Promote Live Good. If you have another opportunity, just keep doing whatever you can do to move forward in your life and just stay positive. And just know that we are here working for you, getting it better and better and better. And if nothing else you ever did in your life panned out, we're here to come through for you. And we just don't stop. We'll just keep going, and we're working for you. But yeah, just be clear on that other question. You'll have a choice if you don't want to move over to the new deal. I think you will, and we're going to have a nice incentive for you too. And we'll have a special incentive for about 60 days. And then we'll have so many success stories, so many people that are giddy about the results they're getting, that we're going to change the deal, and you guys will be getting twice as good a deal as what people are going to get within the next 60 days. So your patience will be rewarded from that standpoint. Let's go to Brian. I think he's jumping out of his skin. So,
All right.
can you?
I jumped out and put it in the chat for you and Steve, so
Yeah.
I won't bore everybody else with it.
Awesome. Good job, buddy. Good job. I appreciate that. Okay, let's go to Mike.
Go ahead,
Hey,
Mike.
first of all, I want to say, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Awesome. First of all, hey man, I'm right there with you guys. I feel like I'm feeling it every single day. I'm obsessed with it. I bother James Longs about it all the time because I'm underneath him on his team. But I'm stoked. I've been doing all the training with Simona. I'm ready. All I know is anybody on here is not doing. I'm ready to crush it for you guys. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna not be too crazy. Onboard people correctly. But what I'm saying is try to persuade people in getting signed up for everything and jumping in the ad pack. So I'm stoked. I'm going to be a millionaire here. I see it. I'm getting a Ferrari. I'm doing all of it. Okay. So I'm just declaring it. I see it. Realistic goals, but this system's going to work. I usually have pretty good intuition on things, and my gut's telling me that we got a winner. So
Nice.
appreciate
Hey
all
man,
the hard
declare
work.
it, baby. Come on, bring it.
Yeah, I'm just saying I appreciate all the hard work you guys are doing, because in reality, you guys probably are set your personal lives where you could just kick back, relax the rest of your life. You don't have to be doing this. So you're helping little guys like us have a shot at the dream. So I really appreciate that. The second part is I'm stoked on these I'm all on board. Anytime we're changing direction, I would be interested. I bought one of the silver packs for 1,800. I just paid outright for it. But I do want to get into the higher tier myself, even though I'm going to be working. I'm wondering, when y'all do the conversion, can I apply that silver pack towards the platinum and then just finance the difference, or can we work that out?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Yep. Yep.
So when we just create a support ticket asking about how to do that, because or should I go in and apply for the $3,600 pack, get approved from a firm, and then just say, hey guys, can you merge those two together and make it a platinum?
Yeah, I'd recommend that. You'll be able to convert it right over. So anyone that wants to convert from the other to this,
Yeah.
imagine, and I'll give you a clue. Okay, when you go wide, and if your members, as you're going wide, what if they quit? We'll go get you 100 plus, but what if they quit? What if they don't duplicate? uh, we're kind of transferring the assurance to like 4 up here to a certain number based on the pack that you get. So now you could wake up every morning and say, hey, I bought this pack, so I'm going to have at least this size of a team within the PhD system. And now if I'm monetizing that 3 ways now and soon to be 4 and 5 ways, you can kind of do the math. So we're basically standing behind it. And by the way, guys, if you really understand leverage, and so, we have some people that they're like over 100 personal and they're totally exceptional. But we have a lot of people that they're, one of them, I forget which individual, is like 16 wide, but has like 5,000 paid and unpaid in their group. And when you look at that, guys, it's like the team packages, that's like the other package is like the tip of the iceberg. The organizational package is the iceberg. Okay. And so if you could have that huge team and multiple streams of income, and every single one of them are in your name, we have no control over that. So as you have people exploding Savings Highway, exploding Reach Solar, exploding Live Good, and our coming businesses, all of those are in your name. And you have 100% control. And if if a meteorite landed on a volcano, went off, and Steve, an earthquake hit me in Utah, you guys are still set. Okay, so because you'll have thousands of people in 5 companies that are going to continue, very likely to continue to grow and expand and build a legacy for you and your family, not coming from us, but coming from multiple streams of income. And that's called peace of mind, guys. That's what I want. I want to have tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people in 5 streams of income and having those checks coming directly from those companies. And that's what we offer here, guys. So I think you guys are going to love the new packages. No, it will not be required. It'll be very enticing. And I think a lot of you are going to want to switch once we roll those out. An interesting time, you guys, when we do that, and then we roll out that 4th company, boom, payday for a lot of you, at least.
So, hey, Ken, I'm sorry to interject again real quick. I just want to make sure I'm on the same page. So that silver pack that I bought, I've already paid it off with the firm, and I can get a financing again. Should I go in and buy then the gold pack, and then so to merge the 2 together to make it a platinum, or should I wait till I'll roll out the new one and do it then?
Why don't we talk offline? I want to make sure
Okay,
I don't just give you offhand advice. So we'll look at your situation
Okay,
and
cool.
make some good recommendations.
Thank you.
But yeah, absolutely. Everyone will be able to roll over to the new packages, and guys, you will be happy. I'll tell you what, guys. I mean, in Savings Highway, okay, we have the vice president trophy. We were on there. We had one leg take off, make over $100,000 in overrides. One leg. What are your odds? You have a machine like this that's strategically placing people in your organization and training them and training and supporting them and training and supporting them. Guys, if you're here a year from now and you're not making a 6-figure income, I'll just tell you my opinion, I'd be shocked. I'd just absolutely be shocked. Because that's what this machine, that's what we do. We build teams. And the point I wanted to make, you know how many people on the front line to make 100,000? First of all, to make most of the money 10 wide, 10 personals, big team, 100,000. Okay. Now there were some levels that you needed more personals to qualify for. So you need 20 people frontline with Savings Highway to go make a 6-figure income. So why do you need 125? Why do you need 148, 44? Why do you need 288? You don't, guys, you don't. And by putting the focus not just on yourself, but on your team and making sure your team wins, guys, that's how you succeed. Helping your team get what they want. And that's what these new packages are going to do, is to lock your people in so they'll never even think about leaving your team. That's I can't wait to launch them, guys. It'll be very enticing. It will not be required, but I think you guys are going to see it. If you've been, especially if you have any background in networking, I believe you're going to see it and you're going to be really, really super excited about that. Okay, any other question or comment? Oh, Albert, go ahead, Albert. Steve, are you unmuting Albert? Try not to double do it, because then you unmute him and then I mute him. There we go.
How you doing?
Hey, Albert, how you doing?
I'm still alive. So I'm a lot of times I'm on the webinars for Reach Solar. So most people don't realize that you only need 4 sales to get to number 5. And once you're at level 5, you're there for life. So you don't have to re-qualify. Most people think it's 5 sales, but you know, I've been on enough webinars now. It's 4. So people just realize that that's an average of 800, let's say in the first level, the first one you sell, but that could be double that if it's a big solar project. So it's an average, but there's a lot of them are way above that. Just a note, just to let you know.
Yeah. Thanks, Albert. I appreciate that. By the way, when I was talking with John Bush, talked to Casey Saturday and John Bush I was saying, hey, if we could do this split, guys, it's over. Because everyone that's, we're going to be building so many people, those teams where you're making 100,000 a year in overrides, and right behind that's 50,000 a month. Behind that, I mean, literally, there'll be some of you will be at the $1 million a year level with Reach Solar, and that's before adding the EV chargers. You can only imagine what the volume's going to do when you start having EV charges, and that's residual, right? And plus, the EV charges will be spinning off more solar cells because it'll be a lead magnet at the same time, and they'll also be spinning off solar cells at the same time. Yeah, guys, we were with another solar company before Reach, and that's the company that was not kind to, I'll just put it, they shorted people money. And we're talking to a leadership group, guys, so I'm just going to share with it. Casey, he was just going to market for that company. They were taking a regular solar company and try to fit it into the networking model. And our experience with that other company is they didn't value the builder. And Casey and the team, they're builders. They built for decades. They're like us. They're builders, and so they're a company of builders that build a solar company for builders. The other thing that's really important with Reach Solar is they treat the homeowner right, and that's important to us. We want to make sure, especially in the referral marketing, you got to have you want happy customers. You don't want people getting gouged. And I love the fact that Reach Solar, that's a real big priority to them. The other, Casey's told a story on the last Saturday, so I feel comfortable sharing this. But that other company, shorted him 800,000 in commissions. So how sensitive do you think Casey is to make sure that we get paid what we're supposed to get paid? And the answer is he's very motivated. They have a certain percent set aside to pay out. They're always going to pay it out. And I'll tell you, the integrity behind those guys to make sure that we are all paid according to the way that we're supposed to. I tell you, it's just like a culture in solar, especially the door-to-door model, is ripping off the sales agents. And I love the fact that Reach Solar, they're such a perfect fit for us for 3 reasons. 1, they take care of the homeowners. 2, they take care of us, the reps. But then 3 is they set this up, and if they make this technology available to do a split, it's game over. But and by the way, when I was talking to John Bush Saturday, I asked him, because they adjusted the comp plan, and this was a lingering question I had. This is important because most of you are fitting this question is very relevant to every one of you here. I said, well, John, I just want to make sure I understand the plan, because you have the qualification on the front end to be a setter. And then once you get into the different levels of builder, there's big money. I asked him, I said, well, if I don't do the front end and I just build a big team and get to the top, am I held back? Do I have to go make sure I've submitted bills and go through the steps as a setter? Or can I just build a big team and not leave any money on the table? And he answered that question Saturday. You absolutely do not have to you don't have to submit a single bill, because they value the builders, guys. So, I mean, it's all available for all of us, but I love that answer. So what that means, guys, is we're building you a team. We're helping their team and their team and their team. We're building in depth. We're monetizing everyone that comes in, working to set a solar appointment and driving production. I really believe a lot of you here within 12 months or less will be making 100,000 a year just with Reach Solar. And I love this. If you never said the word solar ever, because we build teams, right? And that's part of our process is we build teams and you make money. You don't have to know about all the companies, just plug in and let the system do the work. Now, that being said, we love it when people dive into a company of passion. Some of you love Savings Highway like I do, and that's great. Some of you love Reach, that's great. Some of you love Live Good, that's great. And if you love them all, great. So you're invited to participate on all of their calls, all of their trainings, but you're not required. It's not necessary, but it can be helpful. And and also, guys, as we're building this out, hey, go take this opportunity to go really learn about all of our companies, and it's a good thing. Anyway, guys, we're super fired up. This to me, business is a lot like math. If we 4 times our lead, good things are going to happen. If we get 5 times the conversion, better things are going to happen. It's math, guys, and everything is in place. So we just ask you, just be patient. And as they say, if you're productive, and I love, the people that are producing. Again, you don't have to, but if you want to move faster, then grab a shovel and pitch in. Other than that, guys, go do something else. Just be patient. We're going to get the job done for you. We really appreciate you guys very much. Let's put it back out there. Any other question, guys, before we wrap this up?
There's a couple questions in the chat I'd like to answer real quick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, great. Yeah, I didn't see that. Thanks, Steve.
Okay. Yeah, they were sent to me personally, but one is about the call center. So folks that have already put in their application and filled out the forms for the call center, we haven't skipped you, and we're still going to be reaching out to you. So if you haven't already been reached out to and or started doing some training with us, we're finalizing our automated training site, and we finalized a lot of our processes that we're having all of our call center reps follow. So we just want to have those in place before we just start bringing everybody in. So that way you're trained the correct way, and then we can duplicate that training as you start training other guys as you're moving up the ranks. So honestly, that's why we haven't reached out to you. So just be patient, hang in there. You guys are first on track to get your shot at getting in the call center and doing all this stuff before we start bringing in the masses. Right now we're just interviewing folks. So
yeah, just 2 quick things I'll add to that, Steve, is number 1, of course, fill out the application on the blog, scroll down, fill out the full application. But also you go in the back office and schedule an onboard. If you haven't done so already, go in the office and schedule an onboard. And our goal is to go live with that funnel within the week. And so, if you haven't done that, then you're kind of holding yourself back. So fill out an app and schedule an onboard. So you're waiting on yourself in that respect. If you haven't done that, do that. And then once you've done that, they can do like Brian, and you can arrange to say, hey, Simona, can I listen in while you give a presentation? Sure. Hey, Janet, can I listen in yeah, great. So that's how we're training you guys. So at any rate, make sure you do those 2 things. And then, yeah, like Steve said, we're perfecting the onboarding interview process. Just so you guys know, if I've been a little scarce this last 10 days or so, I'm doing 2 full-scale interview sessions every single day. Okay, which take a couple hours. So I've had an extra 5 hours a day ripped off my calendar from availability standpoint, which is why I haven't been getting a lot of sleep, because I'm doing everything else I've been doing, and another 5 hours in interviews, every single day. But like Steve said, we're ready to automate that process. And now when I get freed up from 5 hours a day in interviews, I'm going to be spending that time in the call center with you guys. Okay, so just from a time perspective, So I was talking with Eduardo. So I want to get with Steve, get with Eduardo, really, and John, really perfect that. And then I'm going to jump over and I'll be available a good chunk of the day in the call center, working with the whole team with that. So I'm about
Yeah.
48 hours from that, guys.
Yeah, we're about to automate Ken's presentation, which is really, really good. It's really sharp. It's coming along very good.
Yeah, the quality of people that we've been having is just exceptional. Had some phenomenal ones today that were just really exciting. And when people are done, they're like, okay, what do I do? I'm in. So yeah, we're really again, the quantity isn't as high as we wanted. The quality is good. And most importantly, these people are going to be coming in, and a lot of them are going to be calling on other leads. We're going to purchase some leads, 10,000, 100,000 leads we can purchase, and then take this army of people.
Yeah, we're
go call
partnered
those
up now.
leads.
I mean, we're literally partnered up with one of the biggest. I mean, this guy's been in business for 25 years doing business opportunity leads in the US and Canada. And he's now like our partner. Like he's on board with us 100%. And so we have first access to everything. So
yeah, we tell them, hey, we want 10,000 leads for our team to call on. Boom, done.
API right into our system.
Yep. Yeah, so when we're talking leads, guys, we're talking like total real-time inbound, but we can have an army of people, just like that Alex Hermosa did. We could have an army of people outbound, bringing on team and producing solar and all these other cells as well. But yeah, well, I'm not even counting those leads. So if we had 100 people calling out and creating, those kind of leads and follow up and appointment setting, that's a whole nother level there. Chisoba, so you have your hand up. Let's hear from Chisoba.
I just want to repeat the saying that the patient dog eat the fattest bone. So I encourage everybody to be patient so we can go for that fattest bone.
I love that. The patient dog eats the fattest bone. I love that.
Well, it's gonna be big. It's gonna be a fat bone then.
I saw some statistic about, and I don't want to get political at all, just from a company standpoint. We all agree Tesla did something that, they did something that nobody else did when it comes to electric cars, regardless. And back in 2010, I think they were losing $158 million back then. Probably had some people a little stressed out, wondering, hey, could these guys pull it off? Well, now they make 158 million every 6 days in profit. Okay, so it's like that movie Moneyball. Guys, we're doing something that nobody's ever done before. It's not a microwave. It's not like flip a switch and it's done. We're getting there. We have amazing.
You want it to be.
Yeah, sure. We all like easy rather than hard, for sure. But guys, we're going the right direction, and that's why I shared this stuff. It's not entertainment, it's reality. The call center, the cost went down. I mean, they're good. We have the influencers are coming on board. The job candidates are working good, and the lead provider that we partner with is, wow, he's our hero. He's just really producing. So these are real things that are progressing right now, guys. And again, 4 times the leads that we've been having is not a problem, but we want 5 times the conversion on those leads. So that's 20x. I think we'll be 20 times better in 60 days than we are today. And what are we going to be 90 days from there? You guys are in the right place at the right time. Just keep yourself busy, but just be patient, and you're going to win. So, Mike, is your hand back up or still up? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's back up. I just, I have to be a goofball a little bit too, but I'm, 2
I,
years.
I love your enthusiasm, Mike. Go for it.
2 years. So 2 years from now. Now, granted, we may always be a private company, but if at some point we ever go public, what do you think about this? The stock symbol SPKY AI? Wouldn't that be cool?
Oh
Like
yeah.
I love it.
they open up the Dow Jones, boom, then our stock shoots up, $150, $200 a share. Wow. That's all I have to say. But yeah,
Anything's
I see it,
possible.
man.
Hey, I'm going to tag on to that. We may go there, but even if we don't, I want to share this concept, guys. Stephen Covey talked about, you have stockholders and you have stakeholders. Guys, we have a system where nobody is left behind. You can plug anything into this. We're not saying, if there's another great business opportunity that you love, just plug it in. Focus on that for a while. But, with our system, no one's left behind. And as we grow, we're going to keep investing back in you. Steve and I, we're not taking all the solar profits and overrides in all these companies and just, spending it. We're investing it back in you to make the pie bigger. And so it's kind of like a bank versus a credit union, right? The bank, the stockholders, they make all the money. We share everything we do. We invest back in you. And as we prosper, your guys are coming with us. So you may not be an official stockholder, but you are a stakeholder. And when we build these teams out, I'll take Nicholas, for example, okay, over in the Netherlands. The packages that he has in multiple legs in his organization, I believe if he doesn't never even show up to another meeting, a year from now, he'll be making at least $250,000 a year in overrides because of how we've set this up. Okay. And a lot of you are in good positions. I tell you this, anyone that has a platinum package, to me, that's $100,000 a year ticket. If you want to rip up $100,000 a year ticket that can go to 200,000 and $500,000, I think you're going to be hating it later. I could just about assure you of that. So anyway, stay the course, guys. It's going to be super, super powerful. Steve, anything else that you'd like to share?
I think we covered it all. I'm excited. Excited that all you folks are here, and we're just pushing forward.
Sweet. Okay, guys. Well, hey, thank you. You guys are positioned really well. I tell you, to see your teams and how they're being structured, and growing, and what's going on. I just like.
Yeah, Ken
Ken
pulled a report over the weekend, or at the end of last week. He had our programmers working hard on a report. It was fire, you guys. It lit me up. Very powerful on the team build and the amount of paid members. Over hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of paid members in a lot of people's accounts and a lot of people's downline. And that was really exciting to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you what, keep this in mind, guys. I call it equity. When I see someone's account and I look and they have like 100 paid and unpaid members, guys, that's seeds. That's like redwood seeds. Now you have a team sprouting if you have a team sprouting in your organization, guess what this calls? We're going to call lots of new leads and that sort of thing. But when you have 100 or 50 or 30 or 100 or hundreds of unpaid members in your organization, that's a prime target that we're going to be reaching out to do what? To make sure they're locked in with all the streams of income. And guys, if we're at right now, I mean, everyone has different timelines, but if you have dozens or hundreds of paid and unpaid members, that's huge. One of our members, I'll just give you his stats. He's got about 10,000 unpaid members. He's got about 2,000 people that are paid, that are active in with us. Okay, 2,000 that are active with us. Now, as our call center goes through, make sure that every single one of them is plugged into all of our current streams of income, and then we add another one. I think that guy will. I'm not going to say his name, but I think he'll jump up to probably $250,000 in overrides really fast. Okay, if you have unpaid members in your organization, that's gold. And by the way, we will have a feature pretty quick. You'll be able to click and see up here how many unpaid members, and then you'll have a button down there to see how many paid members in our system you have in your organization. We wanted to see the numbers first. I saw them over the weekend or before the weekend. Super excited about it. So we're going to be adding that as a feature. So you won't have to go down through your organization to see how many active members in here. And to be clear, guys, you're not getting paid directly off them in our program, but what's the chances they're going to be paying us $100 a month and not be plugged into the income streams?
Very low.
Exactly. And that'll be part of these packages, guys. We're going to say, we're going to assure you that you're going to have this many people active in our program going forward. And we're not going to stop until you hit that number, which means with multiple streams of income, we can't put a hard number on it, guys, because there's so many variables. But if you have 500 or 1,000 members in our system in your organization, you should be pretty knocking on the door of 100,000 a year in overrides with the multiple streams. See, that's the mistake a lot of people, or that's the disconnect. They're looking at just the personal lead, the personal recruit. You just need a minimum of that. That's not going to make you wealthy. What's going to make you wealthy is the team. You want a lot of paid and unpaid members in your team, and then we're going to convert those to paid. We're going to convert those to multiple streams. That's where the wealth is right there, guys. So yeah, that's some clue of where we're going. If you want to stay on the old program, you can, but we're going to make it awfully inviting. And to me, it's, if you've been around networking, it's common sense, right? It's all duplication. That's how you lock in your income, is you make sure your team's successful and make sure their team's successful and make sure their team's successful. And then nobody's going to go anywhere. And now not only are you making big money, but you're secure that money's going to keep, you're a lot more secure that money's going to keep growing and growing. So yeah, a lot of great things, guys. As you can tell, I'm a little fired up about it. So, I wish I could do a mind melt with you.
I know.
That you can see what we see.
10 appointments a day. 10 appointments a day, 5 days a week at $800 to $1,400 per appointment split. So even if you're a builder and you got an appointment setter making $400 to $700 an appointment that's set, that when it sells, but I mean, you're going to get a very high average out of those 10 appointments that are set. You get 10 appointments set. What are they closing? What's their closing ratio with a qualified appointment? It's got to be very high.
I think it's at least 4 to 1.
4 to 1. So we're talking about 2 sales, a day. That's some significant income coming in, especially if you have multiple dialers in your downlines. If you're at bigger packages, you'll have multiple dialers in your legs. So we're pushing different legs. So really powerful stuff. That to me is exciting, especially on the amount of people that are raising their hand and say, I want to do outbound calls. And we're selling multiple products on those outbound calls and getting them into our membership at the same time. Come on, it's game time. That's really incredibly exciting.
Yep. All right, we're just ready to wrap up, and the hand came up. All right, we'll take one more. Go ahead, Matthew. J. Matthew.
Sorry. Just a quick one. How soon do you think these new packages are going to come out? You have in a couple of weeks, a month, the new version of Sparky?
Yeah, my goal. You're asking my opinion. We're not there yet, but like in about 2 weeks is what I'd like to see. Basically, we have little less than 2 weeks of the time left in February. So I like that phrase, March 4th. It's a very active date in life. Okay, let's March 4th and go crush it. Let's go March 4th. And so we'll see. Maybe we'll pull it off by March 4th. It will be soon. It will be soon. So we just need to get together and just make sure that we've considered all the variables and answered. We're going to get it to our team and get their different questions. So when we roll it out, it'll be rock solid and make a lot of sense for everybody. But is that you're thinking about 2 weeks, Steve?
Yeah, that's the goal. We're working hard on making sure the numbers match up and get our programmers to do their thing. And 2 weeks would be phenomenal. I think we can do it.
Yeah, and then soon after, company number 4. So that's gonna kick the income up right there as well too, guys. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys being here. It means a lot. Had a phenomenal group show up. We didn't even do a Facebook post, guys. We've had our
I
head.
know.
We're not, we're not even doing a Super Saturday, guys. We know what needs to be done. Our head is down. If you're not hearing from us because we're working our tail off to come through for you and get all this stuff in place. But we had, nearly 180 some odd show up without even doing a single post. So, Don likes to say, the key and win. Don, are you there? Can you make a comment about showing up?
What are you talking about? I never say anything about showing up.
Yeah, I don't want to steal your quote. You're there, so share your philosophy on that, Don.
90% of success is showing up. You guys have told us how to show up, and you can show up in a lot of ways. But the most important thing is when you see people and you see money, it's a no-brainer. People will show up. So, and what does AI stand for? When people show up, we turn on automatic income. Back to you guys.
You nailed it, buddy. AI is great, but I like that kind of AI better.
That's right. Automatic income, baby.
All right, guys, we love you. Thank you so much for all that you do and showing up. We really appreciate it. And 2025, our year for prosperity. Let's make it happen. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Aloha, everybody.
Thank
You
you.
know,
Have a
guys.
good night.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, guys. See you
Aloha.
next time.
Bye.
Aloha.
Night, everybody.
Bye.
everybody.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve.
That's all for now.
guys.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Steve.
Bye.
Bye.
God bless.
Awesome.
Aloha.
That's all for
Aloha.
now.
Bye.
Love you.
Thank you.